Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Hi. Why didn't you switch to my other mode? I was like looking at the starting soon, like it looks different. How's it going, guys? I was on the freaking wrong profile. No BS. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. One and all. Hey, Guts, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I should probably open Unreal. Probably a good idea. Probably. Maybe wrong, but I think it's a good idea. Hope your legs are done, Bozo. They're not done. But I definitely woke up this morning and I was like, yep, I feel it. I feel it. But that's good. It's working, right? You know? I used to walk a lot. Back in... I don't think I can look anymore because I think they removed that feature. See if I can look... see it. Is there a way of finding it? Timeline? Insights. No. Yeah, they removed the previous. They removed the previous timelines from freaking Google Maps Insights. Oh well. There's a point when I walked over 300 miles in a month. It was over 500 kilometers in a month. It's been a while. Hey, Marcio, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing wells. Sure, Wells. Hope you're doing Wells. You know? It's hot as hell in here. What a surprise. I mean, I say hot as hell, right? There's some people that genuinely enjoy this temperature. I don't. I find this temperature to be miserable. You're doing good? I'm glad. Deserved? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this heat? I did no such thing. Whatever it is you're gonna say that I did no such thing. I know you haven't said it yet, but I did no such thing. You don't know you smashed today? You know, fair enough. I said I didn't do such thing, but you didn't say you didn't do anything, so yeah. That's fair. You know what? Fair. Can I turn you off? Turn off your anger? Look, it's my little remote. This remote, oh, this way. This remote has a hole. There's a hole right there. This doesn't go through the hole. What's the point of the hole? What? Why is there a hole? I'm just genuinely just a random question. Just, why does this remote control have a hole here if there's nothing to go through the hole? Look, I asked the serious questions here, okay? The real questions, the serious questions. Anyway, today we're going to make we're gonna make it so in the game we'll finally have a guaranteed way, hopefully, of telling how many mobs there will be in the spawn or in the dungeon, so we know we always have enough mobs. So what I'm thinking is, and I talked about it a bit yesterday, I now have a way of getting all the rooms that are spawned. Based on the rooms that are spawned, I can do a switch that says how many spawners there are. Because I can't find out the spawners exactly, dynamically. So I can be like, okay, this room has this many spawners. And specify it. Then, every spawner, when they spawn a mob, will have a certain amount of experience that mob pack has. So let's say a mob has 100, a spawner has 100 experience. Then I could say, no matter if it spawns 2, it'll give 50-50. Or like whatever it is. Or if it spawns, 10, then it'll be, 10 each. Again, whatever it is. That way I know for sure that in that room, there are, let's say, 200 experience. So then I can look at all of the rooms, figure out based on how many spawners there is this much experience in the level. And then I can basically say, hey, that is the new cap that is like 70% or 80% of the map. So when you kill 80% of the mobs, you should have this much experience, which should get you to the next stage. Because definitely one of the things that we kept running into a few times during the testing was you're not guaranteed to have enough mobs, and sometimes are running around trying to find them. It's kind of, right? That whole thing is not good. So we gotta fix that. And this will then scale. I don't like the fact that it's gonna be hard-coded, but I don't know of a better way of doing it, because even though I have the level name, I don't get access to like all the things in the level that I can just like find out how many there are dynamically. So it'll be slightly hard-coded. Not ideal, but that's the plan. So But if we go, we don't need you anymore. You or you. So here, right, we're getting the name of that we wanted. So here we already can do a switch on string based on the level name. The other thing is, I felt there was just too many mobs in general. So let's, before we do that, let's go to the levels and see how many mob spawners there are and maybe adjust those. And then go from there. We also have bigger mobs, so there should be just less of them in general. So if we look at these, we have 3 here. And I think 3 is too many. We have 1, 2, wait, 3? Or there it is, 1, 2, 3. So 3 packs, I think, in the small area is too many. So I'm going to actually go crazy, and I'm just going to say 1 pack here in the middle. This might not be enough packs, but I'm going to say the 4 ways. Oh, sorry, the actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab a notepad and write it down. 1 spawner. All right, just look at these. So this one has 6. I think it might be too many. So I think what we want to do is maybe have the 1 in the middle, and then maybe 1 at every intersection, or around every intersection, which will be just 5 total. So I'll just remove 1. We'll play around. I think I'm going to also reduce this pack sizes in general, so it should help. Ideally. Same thing here. We're going to just say there's only 1, and it's going to be here in the corner. Oh, this one still has the oh, no, that's not the room manager. I thought I had the room manager still. No. It's correct. It's correct. The shop room doesn't have anything. Start room doesn't have anything. Intersection. Intersection, I think, also should have only 1. Again, these smaller areas maybe should just have 1. Hey, Stormer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so here, let's see. This one has freaking 6. So let's make it less. Okay, let's do 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Because effectively we have 2 smaller sections. You haven't worked in your game in a week? You may not be a dev anymore? That's okay. You're allowed to take a break. Okay, so now I have it written down. So theoretically now, what we can do is add, we have 5 here. Is that a large corner? Why is it LL? Oh, L intersection T intersection. Right. There we go. You remember every single part of your code in game, but yeah, it's been a week trying to 100% the dang Donkey Kong game. I mean, that means it's fun, right? Which is good. Right? That means it's good. We do one of these, then we do a set. Oops. And then I just do collapse this to a function. Add spawners. Spawner count. Actually, then I don't even need the switch. So then we can just do a select here. Oh, but I can't do select by string, right? No, I can't do select by string. I have to do a switch. Yeah, I can select strings, but I can't switch them or select on strings. Oh well. Oh well, this might become a very big switch statement in the end. I might rebuild the Leviathan later. You have 5 of the Resident Evil games off Humble Bundle and get addicted going for them all 100%. Do you guys just enjoy achievement hunting? Is that the thing? Or you just have like... The only game that I planned ever... or games is Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. One, it was way too much fun, and two, like I genuinely just they didn't have any bullshit achievements. Like, you know, play the game this weird way using this weapon and jump 100 times pointlessly. Like. Here, let me tell you what a bullshit, like stupid achievements are. Because in Metaphor Refantagio, there are stupid achievements. Consult Gallica 100 times. This is a stupid achievement. This is what I call a stupid achievement. Because this achievement is like, you have a helper that basically follows you around. That's like a fairy, which is the joke of Hey Listen. And you could ask it, what should you do next? But it's very obvious what you should do next. So there's no reason to actually consult them. Like, oh, what should I do? Look at your quest log. Look around. Very obvious. So this achievement is literally like, yes, just waste your time talking to them 100 times for no reason. You will not get this naturally. Right? Some of these you just get naturally, but like use 50 difference, and this is I'm never gonna get this. I don't really care about stealing, so I'm never gonna get this. Maybe I'll get the all quests. Unless I miss something. Finish reading all books. Apparently there's a book I'm missing because I don't have any more books to read. Oh well. Make all recipes. Like acquire all achievements, which is a pointless achievement because it's in itself is an achievement, which means you couldn't get it. But yeah, that's like there's some achievements that are just stupid. Your brother has like 100,000 achievement points nowadays. achievement points? What? What are these points for? Yeah, the grindy achievements. Like, why? If a game has grindy achievements, like, I don't bother. I typically never go for achievements in general. Just at all. And like, if like I happen to like beat a game and then like it opens up and I can do something else, then maybe I'll do some of the extra stuff if I'm really enjoying the game and I really want to play more. That never has happened except like in Horizon. It's pretty much one of the only times it's ever happened. But it could again. You give up on achievements when Xbox was first a thing. Your friend and I competed, but capped at 13,000 points because of the... Wait. What are the points for on Xbox? Like on PlayStation, there's just trophies. Pointless trophies, right? But what points I would expect to be able to do something with. You do a decent amount of research before you buy games, so you usually really like them, so you end up getting your money 100% out of them. I mean, there are very few games, even out of the ones I play, like I want to play, that I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It is, for me to say a game is a 10 out of 10 for me, is a very high bar. Like, very high bar. For me to say a game is 10 out of 10, I need to not only have beaten the game, but want to play again almost immediately. And then, if it has bugs, whatever the bugs are, I need to not care about them because the game is so damn good. And then there's just so few games that get there for me. There's like literally a handful of games. What are the games? For me, the only 10 out of 10 games that I can ever say are just genuinely that good. 10 out of 10 games for me. Final Fantasy VII, the original. Divinity Original Sin 1. I specify Divinity Original Sin 1 because I really enjoyed the story in that one, and the mechanics were like very interesting and new in that time. Obviously, Divinity Original Sin 2's stuff is more advanced mechanically, but I prefer still Divinity Original Sin 1. Path of Exile during closed beta. Loved it. I think Path of Exile, like regular these days, is way too fast. But I love the more grinding, slower nature of it before. Haven't played Path of Exile 2. What else? Horizon Zero Dawn. Another game that I absolutely loved, and only game in PlayStation I've ever platinumed. It's one of the, I think it might be one of the only games I've ever platinumed, just in general. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting. It's for gamer score. Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is a good game, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. Although it was great. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think. Is there anything? There's probably something else. Hold on. You know what we can do? Can I go on my profile and just go by game time? That probably will help. By the way, Baldur's Gate 3 ain't on that list. That's how... The fact that Baldur's Gate 3 is not on that list should tell you how high my bar is. And I put multiple runs into Baldur's Gate 3. But the fact that Act 3 was a bit too buggy when I played it near the beginning. It might be great now, but when I played it, Act 3 wasn't perfect. It took me out of it for that bit of time, and that dropped it down to a 9. How do I... Games. By playtime. Apparently Lost Ark is number 1. Path of Exile, Binding of Isaac, Original Sin 2, Kingmaker, Warframe, City Skylines, Baldur's Gate 3, Witcher, Balatro, Elden Ring. I can't think of anything right now. I think those are my 4 10 out of 10 games. I think there was another one. I want to say there was another one. I just cannot remember it. But out of the ones I can recall, those are my top games out of all time. Also, if you're curious, here's my playtime. Number 1, Lost Ark. Not really fair. It is an MMO, and I usually get lost in those. Then we have Binding of Isaac, Path of Exile. This is not the accurate time of me actually playing it, because a large chunk of it was during closed beta and before it ever got onto Steam. Even after it got onto Steam, I think it took me some time before I started playing it on Steam. So a lot of the time would have been off of here. Living the Original Sin 2, Kingmaker, like these are great games. I would not say they're 10 out of 10. There's Warframe, City Skylines, Baldur's Gate 3, Witcher, like Balatro, Elden Ring. Sorry, Elden Ring, definitely not 10 out of 10 with that quest system. Hunter Worlds, like those are good games. There's the Divinity Original Sin Classic. I only beat it once, but it was so good. Like I so enjoyed it. I do want to replay it still at some point. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Never beat Final Fantasy 12. Tried multiple times. Oh, Blood Bowl. Freaking Blood Bowl was great. Yeah, I think that's it. Hanafade 2 was fun. Watchdog. Oh, Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs, was it that short of a game, or did they just not count the hours? I might have been like playing offline, because I feel like the game was longer than 22 hours. I definitely beat the game. And the Fate Original. Honey Puff. Yeah, there's Holy Potatoes. Oh, Shadowrun was a great game. I got this to play it on stream, and then my computer couldn't handle it and stream at the same time, so I never did. Anyway. That's my You're ashamed to say Epic showed you your favorite Fortnite for 6,000 hours. We started game dev in their Fortnite creative island, so that was a lot of your time. Wait, it doesn't separate playing Fortnite versus like building. Oh, I guess it's still in Fortnite, so yeah, it's like in Minecraft. That's another thing. That list doesn't include Minecraft. Minecraft, I also have tons of time in. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10, but hold on. Twitch tracker might be the easiest way. Where am I? I have 1,031 hours of streamed Minecraft.
Pausing for ads.
This is streamed. This isn't like, oh yeah, like that's how many I played. No, this is streamed hours. I played significantly more than I streamed a lot of times. So realistically, this is like a 2 or a 3, probably. If not more. So yeah, just because I don't consider a game 10 out of 10 does not mean that it's not a fantastic game. Your siblings love Minecraft, but you could never play it. It depends how you play. I played Minecraft very differently than a lot of people. I very much play it like technical Minecraft. Over 10,000 hours in WoW? I don't even know how I'd be able to check. What I usually always did was, I think I got the, I think that lasted about 3 months in WoW ever. Is it 3 months or a month? One of those two. I know it's a big difference, but like I usually lasted about a month into an expansion and then I quit, or it lasted 3 months and then I quit, and never over. That happened every single time. So I mean, I probably have a good amount of hours, but I don't even know how I would check that. I mean, WoW these days is, I mean, that's WoW these days is kind of what's going on. It's a little weird. Like, I've been looking at the cinematics, like the recent cinematics occasionally, and like I remember the epic cinematics of old. They look so awesome, and they're like epic. There's a cinematic that came out for WoW with someone recently that I thought like it was a thing in-game cinematic, but it doesn't matter. I thought it was like previs. I didn't think it. Turns out it was like full production in game, and I thought it was previs. Previs, if you don't know, is basically pre-visualization. So before like the full animation comes in, before all the effects, before everything. I thought it was like a layout type thing. Cause that was real bad. 14,000 hours in Stream VR, but do you just leave it open? You must have half of that in PSVR too. Have addiction to real. You know, as long as you like it. 25. There are 25 spawners in this level. Excellent. And if we try again, 42. It seems like it's working in that regard. Okay. So now we have the access to the spawners. Or to this. So now let's go look at the spawners themselves. Is VR heavy on your head? Never put on a headset? I think it depends which one you have, because you could use your phone, I believe, as a headset, basically. And there's just a little clip thing that holds it in place, and you use it as a headset. It depends on like what kind you get, I'm pretty sure. You use VR for almost a decade straight. I mean, that's impressive. I showed at one point like the VR games that I had, which are like really fun. But they're just like, even to this day, like I don't even know like what are there good VR games? Like aside from the only game that I'm like, you know what would be kind of cool to play? Beat Saber. Just because it looks like cool, but I know I wouldn't play it long enough to justify any of the purchases. And then above that, I'm like, I don't know what else is there. So here we're doing spawn actor for the mobs. I need to the problem is we're using this, which means I can't access whatever it is. But that's fine. We can make the amount of XP they have hard-coded based on the spoon. No. I need a function in the enemy thing. Because it's a BP enemy. Yeah. XP orb tiers. That is fine. Where did we get the XP left to drop? Is based off of the character stats XP dropped. But instead of this, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm gonna remove this. This is all fine. All fine, all fine. Death. Spawn XP orbs. Yep. That's fine. So I think what we need to do is do this get XP orb quantities. This just needs inputs. XP. XP. Hey Zebra, welcome in. How's it going? I've been doing well. Welcome. You can put together a AAA experience list of games for you to look at in the Discord. I mean, if you send me like 2-3 games just for see is there what's the cool stuff on VR? Because VR chat is cool, but it's not a game. And when I'm talking about a VR game, I'm not talking about this game exists regular and also exists in VR. I'm talking about if you had to pick 3 games that someone what are your top 3 games for someone that wants to get into VR? These are the top 3 games that you'd be like, this is reasons to buy a VR headset kind of thing. If you have those, I would love to see them. I'm not saying I'm gonna get a VR headset from it. I'm just saying I want to see what is the best options. Beat Saber is one. I think Beat Saber is one. Is the only game you'd want to play for a fact in VR? That's the only game that I'm thinking of as well. But there have to be more. I think. Could be wrong. So here we know how much this is. So before we do here, I need to plus event graphics. Okay, promote to variable. Mob spawned. A real-time Titanic sinking sim? What? Is that a thing? There's two lists, but what are the best playing games in VR, or what are the best games for newcomers to get into VR? Because the ones you play would make you VR sick. No. I'm saying, like, what are the best games for VR? Obviously, yeah, there's VR sickness, and yeah. But we'll assume that this is not a thing for this person. Like you should get VR to play these games. Like, that's the ones you recommend. Just genuinely curious. We're gonna take 100 divided by the mob spawned. We'll get the mob XP. So that means we will now always have 100 times the amount of spawners. The argument for VR for you is the same as saying PC or console. VR is just another control system. No, I think it's not the same, because you could buy a console or you can buy a PC and play games. You cannot just buy a VR headset and play games. You then need to get a computer or a console typically to go with that, or you're going to be using your phone. Either way, it requires something else typically to play games. I think there's like a few of them that are like fully like independent, but I believe they're very powerful. So it is definitely more of an additional expense, and an expensive one at that. So I don't think it's quite the same. But I agree to a degree. Okay, I want to see XP orb quantities. That's fine. I want to see here. I guess I can do it on the character stats. XP dropped. We're not going to use. In terms of interaction of hardware with game software, how the heck are you are interacting with game mechanics? What do you mean? Yes and no. The Quest 2 still dominates the VR market and no PC console needed. Oh, does it? Okay. I've been out of the loop for a while, so maybe there's more. That's a more common thing. But it's really holding back VR game dev. See, that's a problem. But does it work with like Steam VR games? Jeez. This is such a mess. Such a mess, but it makes sense in a sense. Print string here. You can plug it in and use a compressed video signal over USB-C with OpenXR or OpenVR or SteamVR. Oh, nice. Okay. Very cool. Right, can't attack here. So let's go to the hub. Okay, let's see if this works. $15. Okay. Wait, 15? No. That wasn't right. That was the 3. 3? 47. Because it was 50 total for the 2. Also, I am realizing I have still where is the dungeon? Blood per dungeon level. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna change this whole system, but for now let's put it hard coded 750. So there's 3 here. So there should be 23, 20, 33. Yeah, they get 33. They give 33. Awesome. Okay. So what's going on? Oh, set XP dropped. How is I see the problem here. I need to delay them swapping to the other thing. Okay, hold on. State trees. Here, what is this? Check as tag, blah, blah, blah. This unload enemy. It's already delayed until next tick. Okay, what if we delayed 2 ticks? Still gonna be a problem? You're trying to make a point of you don't know many games that have mechanics that can only function with VR input? You play shooter games with mouse, keyboard, control. Yeah. So it has to be like actual like VR games, because otherwise, yeah, you just play it on VR. So this guy should drop 50 experience. Yep, that's 50. Set XP dropped. Still problem. Why? Why is it a problem? Or we delayed it like 0.1 seconds. Instead of a frame or two, we delayed it 0.1 seconds. Really? It still complains. How? I think something... What's the problem here? This upcoming game jam, you're so totally gonna try to participate in now? Nice. So at the end of the month? Do it! Engine being sassy tonight? Sort of. I have a weird setup, but I'm gonna do like a delay here of like 1 full second just to see. Why is there only one of you? No, so that's not the problem. Set XP dropped. Specifically this. So that's so weird. Because if I don't do this, like, there's a problem is here. Sure. Why? What? It's still. Oh, that's not here. What? I'm not even destroying anything yet at this point. What? 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 How is it thinking it's being destroyed? Where is it being destroyed? Okay. So the problem is definitely from here. But that doesn't make sense. Why be like this? Why be like this? The reason it doesn't make sense is because we detached the destroy here just a moment ago. Right, so we're still having problems. So the problem is this. Oh, it's the whole distance problem, isn't it? It's the whole distance problem, isn't it? 4,000. Do 6,000. Spoiled VR brat. You're not spoiled VR brat. You're not a brat. I mean, I think not, at least. What? The shit. Just. What the hell? No fall down? No. That's not the point of the game. So no fall damage. How? I don't understand. Hey, Elbow, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Is it the BP dummy specifically that's the problem? No. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. How's this a problem? How is this a problem? I don't understand. What I need to do is expose a control here. But the thing is, I can't do that. Right? Because if I, for example, expose on spawn here, and I refresh you. Oh, wait. Is this a thing now in 5.6? Did they fix this? This wasn't working before. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, hold on. To float. To float. Right, just hold on a second. Well, I think we just might be okay. Um, Mob XP. And then to this.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Use this. I wish it stopped converting it to integers, but it seems like it's going to. I know ads are playing, but I just want to do a quick test. Please. This no longer should complain because there's no more function. Ho! Ho ho! So, no error. A lot of experience though. Too much. So we fixed the problem. We made another one though. Sounds about right. We need to store the XP value and then set back the XP value also. Okay. Here we'll do mob XP. Float. Expose. Refresh you. Get mob XP. That goes in here. And then here. This is also type enemy. Oh, there's mob XP. Is this new? I want to see if this is new, because this wasn't a thing before. That's fine. This needs to do like a bunch of other stuff, but we can just set the XP there. So why did why do we get such a high value from these guys? Okay, this is a pain in the ass. So to float, promote to variable, which is going to be base or spawner total XP. There we go. Excuse me? Oh, whoops. Logged into the wrong thing. Good job, me. Okay, values seem all correct. Why do they spawn so much? That is not correct. Okay. Okay. No, we're... Can we just do a little print string here? just... Oh, hold on. I'm not doing this anymore. That's why. I removed this. And now I need to put it back. Right. Kind of important. Kind of important. That's probably the problem. Yay! Okay, so I can turn off the debugs for those. We don't need them anymore. 13.3. Yep, that's working. Okay. So we now have, also, it seems like it's still integers, but it doesn't matter. What we now have is mobs having a guaranteed amount of XP per spawner, no matter how many mobs they spawn. We know how many spawners there are in the dungeon level. So now we can go and set the experience based on that. Well, we can't anymore because DGO is here and we can't tell him our secrets. But we're going to do something else then. Welcome in, DGO. How's it going? Don't mind me. Nothing happened. Everything's as it was. I don't know what you're talking about. So this is all working. Then we go to... Don't need this anymore. That's confirmed. We're good. So then... max XP. We're not gonna do this. 1 divided by that. XP to get card. I'm gonna pretend like that's fine. Instead, do we have the game mode reference here? Probably not. We have the character reference. Gets game mode reference. Get spawners. I need to rename that. Current level spawner count. A little more descriptive. Okay. From here, we multiply it by 100. To float. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's for this one. I'm not dividing it. Multiply by 100. And this becomes the new max XP. Because we don't need this. We don't need that. The amount of card upgrades is the cards per dungeon level. Or, yep. This is fine. Okay, then that should be good. So, well, no. We want to make a fraction here. So I want to, what percentage of a dungeon is good to kill, where it doesn't feel like you have to do like insane amount of backtracking. Like to find like, oh, the 1 or 2 mobs, right? That doesn't feel good. Is 90% too much? Should be 80%? What do I mean? So the way we're having, I need to figure out how do I calculate how much experience or how many mobs you need to kill on the current dungeon level to be like, okay, you have cleared the level enough, right? So we have a calculation of like, how do you tell how many you've killed, at least, or approximately. 70%. Keep in mind that also elites will give you a little more experience. So you'll totally be able to go over 100%, depending on how many elites spawn. Not by much, but you'll get a little bit over 100. 70%. Yeah, sure, let's go 70%. We can always adjust it later. Let's promote to a local variable. That's just going to be the percent of mobs to kill. And then I'm going to take this, say 70, and then just do a divide by 100. Or I guess instead of percent, I'll give them 0.7. I'll just say ratio. So theoretically now, we should have a guaranteed situation where we are guaranteed a portal based on any amount of mobs on any level. I really do not like the fact that we're doing basically the start of another Leviathan switch statement, because we would need to do this for every single level that we have, or room that we have. I wish you could do like a thing here that's be like select, and then selected by a string, and then I just plug it. I mean, it's not gonna, it's not gonna be much better, but it'd be nice, But no, this works. So let's do comment here. Calculate number of spawners in entire dungeon. Do you get anything for killing mobs per mob? I mean, just the experience needed to progress to the next area. Otherwise, they do not drop like items or anything. They used to, but I changed that system. I didn't like it. To the current moment, the only thing mobs really drop is just things necessary to progress. There's no point in grinding. Yeah, exactly. There's no point in grinding them. No, there is. They do drop currency also. They also drop currency. At the current moment, the currency is tied to the experience. So, for example, if I go ahead and there's a shop nearby, which is perfect. I can demonstrate. I can grab some of this. I press tab, so there's 16 currency because I got 16 experience. So it became, I'm using the same value for both for convenience, but I need to separate them out. So, and then there's a shop where if I gave myself, let's say this, come all the way here. There's a shop that for some reason, oh, right, the currency thing is broken here. I need to rework this. Otherwise I can get these for free. Good job, me. Basically, yeah, so there's currency. So that you could open the portal and farm a bit to help you with the next boss. Yes. Yes. I haven't figured out the whole currencies, like how much things cost. But clearly the number there is broken. So good job, me. Gotta fix that. So we'll go with 70%. But if we go back to currency, right, we have the units of blood modifier, amount to add, yeah, base of this. So yeah, you could get more currency. It's not tied entirely to XP, but it kind of is, because it's like, why not? I don't see a reason. Basically, mobs that give more XP will give more gold. It also guarantees a certain amount of gold, in a sense. The only thing I need to adjust, though, is then the store prices, which I haven't figured out the best way to do that. Because I wanted to sometimes be able to afford, like, something on the first floor, maybe. Sometimes maybe not. And you have to go to the next floor, depending how many mobs there are. Depending how, like, what you want to, you know, kill. But let's go ahead and fix up the freaking shop thing. No, not you. I want to get boss card shop. No, it's not the boss card shop. I forget. Shop room. What is this one? It is this one. So, cost modifier. Is this returning 0? Base card cost per dungeon level. Oh, it's a multiplier. Oh, hold on. I think I understand why. It's because it's multiplied by the blood per dungeon level, which we're... That's hard-coded. Actually, 750, so it should return the right information here. Well, this is actually buying. Okay, this is the card actually selecting it. Right? Because this is the buying. This is the card selected. South Park had their best episode in ages last night. I heard about it. I haven't watched South Park in a long time. But even I heard about it. I used to love South Park. I mean, I just don't have TV, and I don't think it's on YouTube, so I don't watch it. But I definitely heard about it. Let's see. Populate shop cards. Here we go. Get available curse. If it is a curse card, chance of a curse card is 25%. Sure. Add keywords. Yes, yes, yes. This is all fine. Set card info. Oh, card 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second. Why am I not setting the cost of it? Where is designer? Card cost. Okay, here we get the card cost, and we get it based off of this. This happens when we do the set card info. What's the problem here? What's the problem here? Let's go to my testing room. Hello, hello. Did I not plug anything into it? Did I do that? Was I that stupid? Oh my god, I didn't plug anything into it. Good job, me. I'm the best. Get back, and the Chrome DevTools were open, and I think your cats were hacking YouTube. 00. Why is it 00? I mean, that's funny, I'll admit. .66, okay. So this is fine. Card cost modifier is probably 0. That's probably the problem. Yeah, why is the card cost modifier 0? Excuse me? Why is card modifier 0? Oh, there's your problem. God, why did it turn to 0 on all of these? You know what? I blame somebody. I blame DGO. See, card cost modifier default 1.0. Thanks, Unreal. I appreciate you. You sure know how to really change values to ones that... Thanks. Just thanks. Well, that's what we figured out why it's the wrong value. The card cost modifier, by the way, is there, so for the shop specifically, I can be like, you know what, this card is a little more powerful, it should cost more or it should cost less. But that's what the card cost modifier is for. Literally all of them are 0. And the default is 1. What gives? Why is it not... like, not a single one of these? There we go, 1. Yeah, the new 3 that I added were... wait for Y up. / ban. DJO. These are crazy cats. Smart cats. Is the default value 0? No, that's the thing, right? If I look here, this is the default. Default card modifier, default value is 1. So I don't know why it's 0 on all of those. Cool, we got it fixed. So theoretically now, if I come here, grab myself something, and then come in here, now we have a more correct value. And now I can't buy it because I don't have enough. Good. Okay. So that is now working, but the cost was based off a hard-coded value. So do we make the cards a certain value per dungeon level, so they just get more expensive, right? But you should get more currency every dungeon level. Okay, we need to figure out how much currency do you usually get. Okay, by default. There's ways of getting more currencies also, because there's power-ups and stuff that give you more currencies. But let's see, like, roughly how much we're gonna get. So we can do that by just, we don't have the print string anymore, do we? Let me do the print string. Or rather, add one here. That's going to just do this. Multiplied by 100. This is going to tell us how much currency basically will be available on the first floor, and we can go from there. In this like test, in this run, 2,800. Next one, 2,100. 2,100. 3,200. 1,500. Okay, good. We can get some floors that are, you know, some are gonna be less. 3,200. So I'm leaning towards 2,000 as our base cost. 34, or maybe 2,500 even. But maybe like 2,000 is our cost. 2,200. 3,200. Maybe 2,500 is their cost.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
I feel like you're almost always guaranteed one. 1,600, not always. There are occasionally like times will be less. Also, I feel like the values are too high. So what I'm gonna do probably is I'm going to decrease the amount of currency you get by a factor of 10. So it'll be like 270 instead of 2,700. You're gonna redo your main menu to be kind of like my default map. It's gonna have a portal for continue game, new game, delete data, arena mode. Nice. Your main menu instead of just a menu? Don't do that. I'll tell you now. Don't do as a user. That does not sound good. Like, it's a cool concept, but like it doesn't sound. Like, I'm just gonna want to go through the menu real quick. I'm not gonna want to go and run around to get to my menu. That doesn't seem like I'm not playing the game. I'm playing a menu. That doesn't sound fun. You could do it, but I don't think it's as a user, I don't think it's great. Hey Adams, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Well, I'm developing this. Give or take about 4 months of actual work. Over a year of actual time. About there, yeah. Spent a lot of time in your moving menus already. You may have changed my mind. Right, like just hypothetically, imagine I have to go here, right, to start my game. Cool, whatever. I'm in the hub. But let's say I want to change my settings. I don't want to go and move my character from here to go to settings. I just want to go, click settings, change, done. Like, this is the menu. This is not like the game. If you want to change things in the game and make it like part of the lore or something, yeah, sure. But I don't think, as a user experience, I don't think it's very good, personally. So we're looking at, I mean, maybe even 3,000. You know what? Maybe I'll make it 3,000. We can get like 3,000, right? By 3,000, I mean it's gonna be 300 because I'll divide it by 10. Because I want it to be barely enough. 3,800. Yeah, let's make it 3,000. Also, now it's 300 as the base. So you can, on a few runs without any upgrades, still be able to buy one of the cards in the shop by default. Let's go to here. And then this amount to add will be divided by 10. Oh, no, not divide by 10. No, divide by 10. Divide by 10. Right, I'll put it from 100 to 10. I almost forgot to do how to do like multiplies of 10. So it's okay. So that's gonna help us with this. And then what we can do is here in the base card cost per dungeon level, I'm gonna just say 2,000 is our cost for level 1. Actually, we'll just start with 2,000 and we'll just do a multiplier. No, I don't want to do a multiplier because I'd rather have more control over it per level. In case we want to in case we can start scaling like more at the beginning versus more at the end, I might want to do it not linearly or not exponentially, whatever it is. So let's do 2,000. Oh, sorry, 3,000 we were talking about. Oh no, 300. God, remember things is hard. 350. Let's do 400. 550. 750. 1,000. Are these going to be accurate values that are going to work great? I don't know. We'll find out. You know, we'll find out. The player is not going to want to go into the game or options fast in game. That's okay. Yeah. Does not compute. If there's something you don't understand, feel free to ask. I will gladly explain it. Well, gladly is a strong word. I will explain it. I might curse you to all hells, and I might want, you know, for you to step on a Lego piece when you do ask it, but not like one of the bad ones. Maybe like one of that's like has like one of the smooth sides. It's not quite as bad as like one of the like really like pointy ones. You know, it might happen, but you still ask. I'm not that cruel. You learn better while explaining. True. Why do you think I make tutorial videos? I really have to learn the stuff that I teach, like, and understand it, which is why I can like break it down and explain things better. Here. So then we can do this. Get rid of this blood production level. That's gonna go away. Remove this pin. You're returning to the hole. Enjoy your hole. Your diggy hole. You found you're full of shit. Explaining helps you correct yourself. I mean, if you're full of shit, I just recommend taking a shit. Just go to the bathroom, relieve yourself. It's gonna make you feel better, right? You can explain all you want, but the best solution is just to get rid of the shit. If you hold it in too much, eventually it'll come out. You know, no one wants to see that. Do a quick test. Here. 300. Perfect. So one other thing that I need to do or want to change is the way the shop currently works. And I don't know, you guys tell me if this is good or you'd rather it not work this way. So the way it works right now is when you get 3 cards to choose from, like when you pick one of them, the other 2 go into the pool of cards you get in the shop. This is great. I like this. But if you've chosen nothing, right, and you just go to the shop before changing anything, the shop won't even open because there's no cards to even show. If you've only had one selection, so that means there's 2 cards in the shop in a 3-card setup. That means you'll only have 2 cards available in the shop, but they will be locked in. So the next time you get a 3-card selection and select another one, instead of having 3 of the 4, you're guaranteed those 2 only, because you locked it in at the 2. Now, so you won't get 3 options, but possibility is this might be good because if you have 2 cards on your first choice that are you really want to get in this run, you might want to, assuming there's enough currency that you get, pick one of them, and then the second one will guarantee to be in the shop that you can buy. Because if you picked more than 2 rounds, or 2 rounds or more, you're now randomizing whether or not that card that you wanted specifically will appear in the shop. How do those locked cards change? You select one. So here, I'll show you. This is gonna be the example. It'll be better in here. So here I have here's my 3 choices, right? I get my 3 choices, and let's say I want damage boost. You see, I have cleave and armor here. Or I'll choose armor because that's the one that's hidden. So I have damage boost and cleave. I'll choose armor, so I'll choose the right one. And if I go to the shop, damage boost and cleave are here. Okay? Now, if I pick another 3 cards, like I pick this right one, critical chance up and health up would be entering the pool, but it's locked here. It's only these 2 cards now. I don't get a third option anymore. Now that I think about that, I guess the better option is that these 2 cards are locked in, and the third one is then randomized as an additional. That's probably the best way of doing it. Because I do like the fact that you can lock in the cards. Because once you get to the shop and you open it once, right, it's locked in. No matter how many more I pick, right, it's locked in. It would be good, actually, to get this third one populated. This is only a problem, by the way, on the first floor. Because on the first floor, you don't have... you potentially have less cards that you've chosen. What if the player doesn't know what they chose? Like, it flips around after the selection. It doesn't... That's not a thing. You get... These are the cards from your deck. You choose one. The other 2 go to the shop. So if I choose now 2 rounds of them, right? In here, I get 3 of the 4. Right? Again, if I choose to get critical damage up cleave, I'll choose the other one. Health up armor, choose the other one. Health up green and critical chance up, choose the other one. If I come here, it picks 3 of the ones that out of the ones I did not choose. And now I can buy it. Here's the cost. So yeah, all my stuff stacks. Yeah, you can get a regular, a tier 2, and a tier 3, and you just get all 3 of them. And then you just have more health. Also, there's the cursed cards. So, for example, here we go. Here's a cursed card version. So that's the other thing. You can guarantee cursed cards. Well, no, you can't. Sorry, you can't guarantee cursed cards, but you can, like, hope for a cursed card version. This one, for example, gives me 125 health, so considerably more than the highest tier, but it gives me a debuff. The debuff is I take 50% more damage. In this case, it randomizes the debuff, but this was 50% more damage taken. So, right, I can have more health, but I take more damage. But this is more than double my health. So, technically, if I take 50% more damage, but I have, you know what, 125% additional health, right? You might want to choose it. You might not. But I think now that I've talked this out, I think I do want this third card to generate. So if I pick another one here, and then I come here, I think I want this third card to generate. This first 2, I think, should be locked in. I like the fact that they're locked in, and they should stay locked in. But I think the third card should generate. Now that I've thought it through, or said it out loud to you guys. Well, you are not always guaranteed to have 3 if you've only had one choice, right? The first time you choose out of the 3 cards, right, you only can put 2 of them in the shop because only 2 of the ones you've discarded, so you only get the 2. After you've done the second choice, yeah, then yeah, that's always 3. Always 3. So if we want to do that, how do we do it? Let's go to... We don't need the mob spawner anymore. So here, populate shop cards. If it's a shop, it's going to populate it. Here, it's going to check if it's cards generated. But so instead of cards generated, I'm going to specify specific cards if it's generated. So, where's the cards generated? Cards generated. So instead of this, card 1 generated. Card 2 generated. Card 3 generated. So we're going to remove this. I believe we could just do card 1 generated here to true. Card 2 generated here true. Card 3 true, and then here we check specifically if card 3 is generated. Card 2 is generated. Let's see if anywhere else I missed a... Nope, that was the only places. So theoretically now, we should get the 3rd card. Let's find out. So if I do this, I get the 2. So we have critical chance up and health up. Okay. Then if I get another one, no. Why not? Oh, because it's gonna go to false. It's gonna go false here. Oh no, it should have. Why? Why did it not work? There's no print string. Good. From here. Oh, I think I know why. I think it's because this is only happening in construction, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not reconstructing. So this needs to also happen when I interact with this. So here I should be do a populate shop cards. You've owned your original Nintendo Switch for about 3 or 4 years now. It has never actually powered off or restarted. You've always put it into sleep mode, and the game is always running in the background while asleep. It has never been turned off because it's docked. Has it never been updated? Or do you just not count that then? Like, because the restart's pretty quick. I mean, yeah, why not? Updates happen quick and it doesn't restart the game somehow. That's interesting. If a restart does not stop the location you are in the game, that's quite interesting. Okay, health up, critical chance up. Grab another one. Excuse me? Why? Okay. Print hello. Print hello twice. Hold on, was it working? Was it doing the construction every time? What is running construction every time? So then why wasn't it working? So what's the problem? Also, ba, 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 ba. If the shop card's length is greater or equal to 3. Let's see. 2. 2. Oh, am I think I know the problem. I think the problem's here. Card shop generated, that's why. We'll do this. So every time we'll generate new ones. But we're going to also fix something else. So this should fix the problem now of we got 2. Got another one. It works now. We got a 3rd. But now it randomizes it. Why does it randomize it? Because this should be true. Which means... it's because it's getting the new shop cards. So, you know what we need to do? We need to have an internal shop cards here. So this is going to be shown shop cards. We do an add here. Add unique. Okay. Just do this on all of these. You always forget until something happens, just like now Dunko Bonanza had an update and you thought you lost your progress or you're still in the same spot, all terrain is still broken. Yeah, that's really cool. They were taking you an hour to figure out. That's all. Look, there's some things that take me an hour to figure out as well. Don't feel bad about that. So here what we do is we select based off of this was generated or not. If it was generated, then we just go off of this. If it wasn't, then we go off of this. Do one of these, which should maintain the same one, but also here we need to remove the cards that were generated, if there are any, from the shop cards list. So we really want to do that here, really. I don't need to do that before this. So here, we need to check that this is all fine. Right, we continue with this check. And if it is, we take the shop cards and we do remove item. Can I do... Oh, remove item. Oh, this is set. I saw I remove items. I got excited. It got dark in my room. Let's turn the lights on. You're learning slowly how to do things properly, but you tend to start at the end result and work your way backwards. Reverse engineering the idea, often making you make huge changes later. That's fine. But you're learning, right? Now you've learned how to do that. The next time you won't have to go backwards. Or maybe you'll have to go backwards a few more times and eventually you will be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I've done this before. It's the same thing that I just did. Yeah, completely normal. Hey, Rip Sticks, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. There are no rules to finding the right code for your project. Amen. There's no such thing as I was gonna say good code, but that's definitely not what I mean. There are definitely such things as good code. I was like, wait, no, wrong words. There's no such thing as required code or required way of doing whatever you're coding. You could do it a bunch of different ways. You could do it the worst way possible, as long as it gets the job done and like it performs in the end. It doesn't matter. That's it. Right. Add like 1,000 print statements to every single line. if by the end it's still 60 FPS or whatever your frame target is, and it does what you want, it's good enough. Obviously different when you're working on a group project, you know, all that stuff, right? Normal stuff. But if you're doing solo, if you're a solo dev, doesn't matter. Just the kind of correct way. Look, even I don't do things the correct way. If you ask like an actual like proper game dev that's been working in the industry for a while doing all this, they'll probably be like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing that. I wish I knew those things, like that I shouldn't be doing. But until someone tells me about it or teaches me, you know, I might eventually slowly get there myself. But the point is, there is no correct way. Exactly. It took longer. That means you're improving, Stormrun. Look at it as a positive. You've improved, which is why you can do it faster now. Like Man said, it works and plays in desired FPS performance and ships and wins. Exactly. That's why I always say, like, no one that plays your game cares how the game was made, how long you took to make the game, how many hours you slept under it, how it was, like, what programming language it used, did it use even one, like, does it all done? No one cares. As a player, no one cares. Here's one: is it fun and does it play? Is it performant? That's it. No one else cares. Yeah, but the problem there, someone wasn't that the code was bad or not bad. That wasn't. I don't think people really didn't care about that. I think it's mostly of just not admitting fault of any kind. I think that's basically what people complained about, and then it just escalated from there. That's really it. Like, if it wasn't for that one thing, then I think, you know, it would never have gone to this point. Like, I'll readily admit when I'm being stupid. I'm stupid a lot. If you want the best, highest quality, you know, best ways of doing stuff, this is not the place. But if you want to see how a guy fumbles through learning everything along the way, I'm here, and I'll answer any questions along the way. Making your own project is hard though, because right now, I'm right there with you. Because I'm right with you and all of us reading. It's always going to be tricky to learn something fresh and implement the idea correctly. It's worth it every time. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the highest quality. Learn from other people's mistakes. You know what? You guys should all watch me to learn what not to do. You'll become amazing game dev people. You know what? I like that. I like that a lot. Learning 1,000 ways how to not to do something, so we find new ideas along the way for different stuff. Oh yeah. I'm very much a let me try to figure out the best solution kind of guy. Like, I mean, I run into this problem even at work, where like if I'm told to do like X thing, I have to know like, okay, this X thing, what is it exactly we're doing? What is the problem with the current methods? How, like, what is exactly that you want? Like, I need to know like all this other information around it, because depending on all that information, I will change like how I do things. You know, it's I'm weird like that, I guess. But at this point, like, if you tell me like, oh yeah, I need a cube, I'm like, okay, what kind of cube? Does it need to have, like, does it need material controls? Does it need to have different resolutions? Should it be dynamic? Should it have physics? Right? Well, like you just said, you want a cube, but now I'm like asking like all these questions. Like, but when you think about like, oh yeah, the cube can be in like 20,000 different states, and depending on what you want to do with a cube, you might want to have it just, here's a cube, versus here's a blueprint with a cube that's now set to physics. You can control the physics amount. You can see how much it flies. You can turn colors on, right? All of a sudden, it's still a cube, but now it has all this functionality that really, that's what you wanted. Right? So that's why I like to ask everything, which, you know, it's good and bad. Depends, you know, who you ask. But yeah, that's just me. Okay, cleave and armor. Okay, well, we have a third card. We do have a third card. It's blank. Why? Oh, this still says card 2 generated. Whoops. Card 3 generated, please. Card 2 generated. Card 1 generated. Whoopsie. See? Learn from my mistakes. I actually argue game dev is easy. Create a base Unreal project and you can walk around by default in a world. And you can watch any tutorial for any idea you want, and then download fab OBJs. You need no coding or blueprint until you want something to happen. Then it's just if this, do this. But lots of those simple functions get complex when viewed as a whole. Oh yeah, that's why what I even did a little I don't remember, it was a YouTube short. It was either a YouTube short or a little short video where I was talking about right, if you have a big project, it will seem very complicated. But if you start breaking it down more and more, it'll get simpler and simpler. You need to make a character that's gonna do all these power-ups and all of this and that and that. Okay, what do you... Okay, what does the character need? It needs power-ups and it needs to have like locomotion. Okay, what does the locomotion need? Okay, it's gonna need animations and it's going to need controls also. To control this, okay, what do the controls need, right? You start breaking down more and more and more, and eventually you're just left with a, if press forward, character moves forward, which like increase X direction because X is forward, right? That's all it is. You just break it down more and more, and then you have like all these little tiny little things that you gotta do, and that's it. And then because it's so manageable once you figure out, but figuring out how do you like split it up more and more until it becomes more and more and more digestible, and eventually you'll be like, oh yeah, I used to do all these little tiny things, and it'll just come together because you've figured out how's the whole thing supposed to work. Figuring out how you want it to work is the hard part, but if you know what you want, then breaking it down is easier. Yeah, divide and conquer, except you know, it's usually divide and like stumble across the finish line. It's a little less epic than conquering, but yeah, something along those lines. Only creativity is hard. Yeah, I agree. I'm not super creative. I agree. Creativity isn't hard. It's just unique for each person. creativity is, I think, the hardest part. I think creativity is the hardest part. Know what you want is the key, yeah. Because if creativity was easy, then every single game would be unique and interesting. The fact that not so many games are basic copies of each other proves that creativity is hard. Right? I think that is your best example. Hey, Jules, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You arrive at from multiple different paths. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, critical damage, culling strike. We come here. Critical damage, culling strike. Okay, crit chance and cleave. God damn it! Why is this blank? This should be blank. Have a good one, DJ. Make sure to put her back down. You know, it'll be awkward if she's held up the entire time, forever and ever. So make sure to put her down as well. They made 1,000 different ways to do some things. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great. Right, so we don't get a print string here. We have print string here. What? What just happened? Health up, culling strike. Why is it frozen? Unreal. What happened? Okay, so something's wrong. What's going on? What is going on? Your remote for your AC is in Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. You're dumb Texans. You don't know what 21C is. But don't turn on that temp at 17C. She's been cool. Wait, but you said your AC is in Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. What do you mean it's in Celsius? Those random cards like surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. So what's the... Well, how is this happening? If card 1 is not generated, it'll check if it needs to go here. Oh, this needs to be also here. First of all, that also needs to be up here. Because no matter which path, it still needs to go there. Actually, the better way of doing this, instead of going up there, is to detach it from here. And then just put it you're right before here. Because we're already saving it as a thing. That'll be the better way. So let's do Do that. Cats are too smart. They're troll. Oh, did the cats like change the thing to Celsius? You got some European cats. And next time you'll get American cats. America. Okay, let's get rid of you. So now it should hopefully be better. Fingers crossed. Critical damage, damage up. Okay. I think we got him. Try again. It should have a health up, green and white. I'm gonna take the right one. Okay. Okay, the green one turned into a cursed one, which is fine. We're cool with that. So we have a curse and a white health up. Well, then we'll either get culling strike or damage boost on the right. Damage boost. Yeah, there we go. It works. So we now got you can get the first 2 cards locked in if you open the shop early, and then the 3rd card will populate if you get more access to cards. And I made sure that the first 2 cards cannot reappear in that shop. Yay! One specific cat out of the many, somehow the luckiest cat ever. Or he knows that what he's doing. When he walks by, he turns off your soundbar sound with a remote power button every time. I mean, is it the cat's fault, or is it your fault for putting the remote control in the same spot that His Majesty walks by every time? See, if you just didn't put your flimsy control for a soundbar where His Majesty wishes to walk, you wouldn't have this problem. It'll always be available on the internet, Stormrun. Don't worry. So I think we're good. I'm gonna make a note here. Remove cards 1 and 2 from selection. There we go. Oh, what is this? Guys, I find some stuff. I guess I can remove all that. Let's just pretend that that didn't exist. Just that never happened. That was never a thing. We're fine. Let's make a group here, honestly. Card selections. Oh, right. Hold on. By the way, this is something that I find really stupid, Epic. I've made a category called card selections, no space. If I now drag something onto card selections, it makes a different category called card space selections. Card selections no space, card selections with space. Here, it displays them under the same thing. But if this was an exposed variable, it would be under two separate sections. When I drag it onto this, it should be the same name as the actual group. It should not take the spaces into consideration. Thank you, Epic. I appreciate you fixing that now. Because I know you just waited for me specifically to tell you about it, and now that I have, you're gonna be fixing it, right? You throw the remote out after a while if it was you? Remove the batteries? Nah, just move it. Just move it. What? Okay, so I've been avoiding the topic because no politics. Also, why are you putting spaces and dots there? It's not a banned word. Neither is the rest. Like, just don't. We're not going politics here. Just telling you now. The problem isn't the words. The problem is you're going politics. So don't do that. No politics. I don't give a shit. Again, no politics. That's a hard rule of this channel. I don't care who you like, who you don't like, who's good, who's bad. Don't give a shit. Not here. Sure, political jokes somewhere else. Doesn't matter. That's one of the hard lines on the channel. This is not the place for it. If you want to, not in this community. See, we have 8 limbs. You need 2 of them to create something, whichever 2 arms you choose combined equals your natural methods or element. What? What you talking about, Jules? I don't follow. Let's test out everything we've done. Let's see if everything works now together. We should now have 0. Good. No running away. All right. Yep. Oh, the bar's filling up. We should be guaranteed to have enough mobs. So we're testing that. We have 19 currency. That is not very much. Oh, jeez. Okay, I need to decrease the size of the elites to not be as big as they are. Also, I want to make this, because I know Guts mentioned it, this not pop up automatically, which is a good suggestion. 44. We're not getting a lot of currency at all. I guess we'll see how much we get in the end. There are some maps that were had far less. Yeah, they're boss side because I think I had them like scale up by like 50% or 100% extra. I don't remember which. Compared to like their default value if they become an elite, and aside from just being the color change. Why did I get armor? I'm not even thinking what I'm grabbing. I mean, I could have made my life easier. Oh well. I need to turn that off. Just keep forgetting. Oh, I should have went to the shop. I was down there by the shop. Should have went to it. The amount of mobs is better. I will say, I feel like the amount of mobs is better. I don't feel like overwhelmed constantly. It might be too little. I don't know. Go to the shop real quick. Double check that the shop is working. I have 85, they cost 300. Yes, it is working. I do not have a lot of currency at all. So something tells me I'm not gonna have enough in this run. But that's fine. Right, not every run's gonna have enough. But I think the our whole setup of you know, having enough mobs and all that is working real well. We're almost at the full bar, which also should scale with the size of the width of the resolution, and it doesn't, so other things to address. There we go. So we've killed about 70% of the mobs. There's still some mobs around, which we can kill. And what was it? Was that? So we have 114. We have very little. Okay, but it worked. Let's do one more test. Like the menu, how did you do that? It came with the plugin of Dungeon Architect. So it goes with the plugin. I know not the answer you wanted to hear. Probably. I mean, maybe there's too few mobs, honestly. I don't know, we'll play around with it. I keep saying I want to remove this debug and I don't. Good job, mate. Anything else look at all? Here's how it's updating. It's written in C++. And I have some things available to me in blueprints. But it's a very complicated setup that needs to work with the whole dungeon system. So it is extremely proprietary. Not something I can just be like, oh yeah, here, let me see how it's done. So, sorry. Did it not take... I feel like, are you an elite? You shouldn't be an elite considering your health. Huh. Or your size, rather.
Ads are here.
Leave.
Pausing for ads.
I'm at 51 right now. So based on 51, I will get about 200-ish on this run. So I will not get enough on this one. Okay. Again, I think that's fine. I think if you don't get a card on your first, on the first floor, I think that's fine. We'll try one more time after the ads. See another run. I think we're gonna get about 200-ish, which is 70%. So it would have been at around 280, probably 285, when we killed all the mobs. So we'd be actually close to how much we need if we killed all the mobs. So theoretically, if you farm the first floor, you have a chance of getting enough, depending on your RNG with the mob, with the map being bigger, which I think is fine. Oh, ads are done. Sorry. I was checking something. Oh. One more run. Might be earlier? Did you do something earlier? What was the problem? If you did something, I didn't even notice. You're fine. I saw your question about the 8 limbs, but I didn't understand it. I'm not that smart. We could probably increase the amount of mobs with just make the pack sizes bigger now. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm not good about pausing the like background music while this music is playing, so you probably do end up getting both. I don't hear the other music. I only hear this music because it's considerably louder. Let's go Cleave. Oh, I love Cleave. It's so good. I love Cleave. Oh, hi. So what are we at? So we're just a little over half. So we're actually going to be even less this time. So if we're over the quarter of the way and we don't even have... I'd like to be in a run where we get one of these to be enough, just to make sure that it is working. Because we got like a good amount of them, though. We had enough. I think basically we need to, after we get the first card, we need to be, what, like around 55, 60 probably? Come back. Oh god, we have an elite. I mean, elite's good. It's gonna give us more currency, so technically speaking. The fact that they don't drop decimal points, like fractions, does have me concerned. Or did they? Actually, I should have been paying attention. They might have. They might have, and I just forgot. Why am I still going? I meant to check at the first mark. Let's just get to the 50% line. Seems like a bigger area, though. I'm somewhat hopeful that we're gonna have enough in this one. Okay, let's go. Doesn't matter. 76. We're halfway through and we have 76. That's not. Okay. Let me turn off the freaking debugs. Thank you. I could lower to 250. Yeah, the reason I'm like hesitant to do that is because we have this, right? Additional blood drop, which is the currency. So there's motivation for you to get enough of this where you're like, oh, now on the first floor, I can afford something, you know, much easier. And I'll also probably add like other like power-ups you can get in the dungeon in general. Not seeing any mobs here. I'm seeing no mobs. Okay. 20. Okay, something's wrong. Something has to be wrong for me to be that far under. It's a roguelite. It's supposed to be hard to get your currency. Yeah, but I feel like something's off. Let's do... We have time for like a quick test. So here, I'm going to do a print string. I'm going to take you. Multiplied by 10. To float. And then multiplied by 0.7. And then divide by 4. This should be how much I get once we get the first card unlocked. Let's find out if this is accurate. 59.5. Okay. Something tells me that it's not something is not quite right. And with this elite, I should technically get a little more. Although, I mean, it's not filling up as fast. Maybe I did just get unlucky. We'll find out. How did you go all the way that far forward? We're not going to question it. We're just going to keep going. I mean... If this is anywhere close to the same amount, I'm going to be very happy. But it definitely feels like a larger one. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's correct. So we just generated smaller rooms there. 61. So 61, right? 61 times 4, right? Is going to get 244 divided by 0.7 will get us 345. We'll be able to afford a card before we kill every mob in this area. Yeah. So yeah, everything works. Hallelujah. Okay. So it's not going to be easy to buy your first card. You'll need to get lucky on a room, but I think that's part of the RNG, and I like that. And obviously, once you get the unlocks to increase the amount of currency you're going to get, it's going to be even better because you're going to be able to then more comfortably buy things on the first floor if you so wish. Worst case scenario, you even buy the card on the next floor. Focus meter in Wukong is designed to bring a player to flow state of focus. I haven't played it, so I couldn't say. Definitely on my list of games that I want to play. But I've never played. It's on the list. On the list. I'm just happy that this all works. I'll be honest. I'm just happy this all works. And I'm slightly surprised it all works. Eventually, I'll probably do a sequence here and put it into sections. Yeah. I wish there was a way of automating this a bit more. I might ask Grok later if I have the level name. Is there any way for me to get the information of the level? Basically, probably not though. Probably not. But yay! With that done though, I think the last thing I want to do before we go back to the boss, or I guess last thing? I think it's last thing. Last two things. I want to make it so when you get to like one of the notches where you unlock the card, right? When you get this screen, I want it to not automatically pop up and instead have a button maybe that pops up on the screen that you can click. Or press on with the controller, obviously, to open it. Or it could be that it's like here we get another tab and then it'll be collected cards and then or unlock cards, or I don't know. Figure out something out. So I want to remove that from being unlocked, and I also want to do the same, like a similar thing, I think, with a portal that spawns once you killed enough mobs. I want to not spawn automatically. I want to spawn when you tell it to spawn once you've killed enough. So that way you don't have to backtrack to it later on. I think it's going to help a lot. But that's the plans for tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday, which is awesome. By the way, for Sunday's video, I'm going to do a video on something that I should have done for a long time ago. And it's going to be the true beginner's guide to PCG. As in, this is the video to watch if you want to watch other videos of PCG and understand what's going on. So I'm going to do the basics of the basics. Like, hey, this is how you debug. This is what happens. Like, this is what this information means. This is what an attribute is. You know, things like that. I'm going to make the basics of PCG video for Sunday. Probably not going to be super useful for a lot of you guys. if you've already been like on the channel, perfect video for you. Well, hopefully it'll help. But basically, it should hopefully be like the one-stop shop kind of to be like, okay, I've watched this video. I now have enough knowledge with PCG to be like, okay, now I understand like I can watch other stuff about other things. I'm not gonna go into loops or data assets or nothing advanced or intermediate. It will be literally, here's how you debug. Here's what this information is. Here's what an attribute is. Here's a get actor data node. What does this do? Right? Like, and like the basic nodes that you use all the time, I'm just gonna go over them and be like, hey, this is the stuff I want you guys to know as like getting started in. This is how it works. This is why you want to or not want to use it. And then you, right, obviously you have all the other videos from there. But I think that's a much needed video that I really honestly should have made a long time ago. So I'll do it for this Sunday. But you ever become the authority? Depending who you ask, I already am. Although I disagree. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you had fun. We'll be back tomorrow with some more game dev. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Take it. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.